What's good, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It. It's your host, Bando. We are discussing Benoit Saint Denis versus Renato Moicano because the main event between these two is this Saturday. Obviously, we had a great UFC Sphere card, but we back to normal now with the fight nights. It's a pretty decent card. You got a co-main event between Brendan Allen and Nasruddin Imavov, so that's a huge middleweight matchup, kind of determining who's going to be like a really big contender and stuff like that. So we got some stuff to break down, so let's get into it. Alright, welcome back. Like I said, this UFC fight night, this main event, is a huge main event, and so is this co-main event, right? Because when you look at matchups like this is determining the future of the division, right? Who's going to be next up? Who's going to get number one contender? Who's going to rise up in the ranks? All these different questions. Who's going to be a top dog in the division, right? And it starts to get answered. Now, in the co-main event, you got Brendan Allen, who's on a hot streak, going up against Nasruddin Imavov, who's also on a hot streak. Both men been looking really good in their fights. Brendan Allen is showing that he is ever evolving continuously. Not only is his ground game as good as we already know it is, but his stand-up is getting better. His boxing is getting better. So he is definitely somebody to watch out for, because to me, he is the dark horse of the division right now, right? A lot of people have Nasruddin Imavov coming in as a favorite for this fight, and I understand that. But I'm rocking with Brendan Allen as a live dog. I think he's like a plus 185, so I'm taking that. He's a live dog in my opinion. I think Brendan Allen is very, very talented, and if the fight goes to the ground, I know Nasruddin Imavov is skilled, and he's great on the ground, but I don't think that he's going to be able to avoid getting subbed by Brendan Allen. Now, Brendan's a lot bigger than people realize too when he's in there. So I think if he can, use the clinch, use the grappling, he might have a good night against Imavov. But Imavov has been looking good too, man. His striking is beautiful. If he wants to stand there and strike with you, he will stand there and strike with you. If he wants to take you down, he's gonna shoot. And he's not one of those like powerful wrestlers or anything like that. He has a pretty good ground game though, but his striking has been really, really picking up. It's really sharp and really clean. So I'm interested in this matchup because a lot of people were saying Imavov was supposed to be the next guy up, or should have been the one to fight Rob in that last card when Hamzat pulled out, right? People were saying, oh, put Imavov versus Rob. So people were trying to elevate him to be up quick, to be a number one contender. So this matchup really matters, because if he can get an impressive finish, an impressive win just in general, then you're already talking about a guy. The middleweight division, I've discussed this a billion times, is already shaken up, right? When you have the championship bouncing from guy to guy, you got top guys beating other top guys where you can't have them match up again. Like, the middleweight division is chaotic, right? So at any given moment, if you put in the right work, you put in the right type of fight, you put something enjoyable out there for people to watch, exciting, one-sided, right? People really can't argue you getting that title shot, right? And in this matchup, if either one of these guys puts on a fantastic performance, you could be talking about number one contender. Maybe Brendan Allen might need one more. You know what I mean? He might need one more. Nasruddin Imavov's been in there with a couple top guys, right? But I think overall, you could see if Brendan Allen wins this, then you can talk maybe Brendan Allen versus somebody like, I don't know, Paulo Costa. Just one more fight with a big name to kind of elevate you to the next level. If not, throw him to the Wolves. Him and Sean have fought in the past. You could run him and Sean back if he gets the win. So, I mean, you got Imavov coming off the Jared Cannonier win, which was slightly quick of a stoppage, but still caught him with some good shots. Got him to be rocked, got him to be wobbled, made it close enough for them to call it, right? So he got a good win over Jared Cannonier. That's a huge win in that division, right? Jared Cannonier was once the dark horse of the division. He was once the person that a lot of people thought was going to run through the division to get to the championship and give Israel Adesanya problems at the time. But, you know, everything changes. Everything changes. And Imavov put on a great fight against him. Brendan Allen's last fight, if I remember correctly, when it was against Chris Curtis, it was a short notice fight. So kind of Chris Curtis was, you know, stepping up, getting in there. I want to say that Brendan was supposed to fight. Let's see. Brendan was supposed to fight Marvin Vettori. But hey, it's okay. Sometimes you don't have to do it in the octagon when you could do it in a Vegas casino. Those gentlemen were squabbling.
Teach a man how to squabble.
Yeah, they squabbling out here now. Yeah.
So obviously some heat between Brendan Allen and Marvin Vettori, so they got into it already. But that was the fight that was supposed to happen, and Chris Curtis took it on short notice. But they went the distance, right? They went the distance. So it's, you know, it's, a lot of people start to question, like, oh, you let a guy go distance on short notice. You should have got the finish. Saturday night's going to prove it all to where Brendan Allen stands in the division and where Nasruddin Imavov stands in the division. But like I said, I'm rocking with Brendan Allen. So on to the main event, this lightweight matchup, a very explosive lightweight match between Benoit Saint Denis and Renato Moicano. Renato Moicano coming off of a fantastic win against Jalen Turner. One that a lot of people expected him to lose. One that he almost did lose. If you remember, Jalen Turner dropped him with that right hand. Kind of walked away, thought he had like a walk-off knockout. Fight ain't over until it's over. And Renato Moicano came back and ended up getting the finish and got the win. And very impressive. Very impressive. He shows that he's got that dog in him. He showed he's got that dog in him back in that RDA fight. Short notice RDA fight, and he went in there for a scrap. And they did scrap it out. But Renato Moicano is a slept-on fighter. He is a slept-on fighter. At 145, yeah, he had a iffy chin, right? It's not a like... He wasn't getting knocked out consistently, but he had an iffy chin, probably because of the weight cuts. But at 155, he definitely seems like he is much more in his zone, in his home, comfortable, right? And we know his skill set, right? He's got good stand-up. Like I said, he's a dog, so he's not afraid to scrap. And then he's got good jiu-jitsu. Like, he's a tough guy to be on the ground with because he's going to get you in positions and he's going to make it like, he's going to make it crafty on the ground. He's crafty. He can figure things out. He can get up quick. If he doesn't want to be down there, he can get up quick and he can get back to striking with you. But it's a tough matchup going up against a guy like Benoit Saint Denis. Now, obviously, Benoit's not coming off a win. He's coming off of a loss to Dustin Poirier. Tough loss, right? Who knows if the staph infection truly had anything, you know, any part to play in that. But he lost against Dustin Poirier. Half the division lost to Dustin Poirier, bro. So you're good. Either way, he showed a lot of dominant skill in that fight, right? He was taking Dustin down, holding him down, controlling him. He shows that his ground game is strong, where he could truly wrestle with you, hold you down, beat you up on the ground, right? He's not just trying to lay and pray. His name is not Marab. He's trying to take you down and hurt you. And he was definitely putting the work to Dustin, but he was kind of stalling in a couple moments where it seemed like he couldn't decide what he wanted to do, right? But as the fight went on, he ended up getting clipped. You can't let a fight go on against Dustin Poirier and not expect your ass to get clipped. And if you get clipped, you're going to sleep. Simple as that. But I think in this fight, you're going to see a lot of Benoit wanting to wrestle, right? I'm not sure that Renato Moicano has that much of like a amazing takedown defense. right? But if he can strike, keep Benoit Saint Denis on the feet for 2 rounds, maybe even two, 3 rounds, and just try to get him tired, just try to tire him out, make him chase for shots, make him chase for takedowns, right? Just stay your distance. I'm pretty sure Renato Moicano's got the longer reach, so use your distance. I just think that if Renato Moicano comes into this fight looking to scrap, it's going to end up being Benoit Saint Denis' fight. I think he hits harder, one, and two, he's going to get taken down if that does happen. I think every time that he's going to come in with some sort of intense flurry, he's going to get taken down or clinched up and proceeding to a takedown type of thing. I think Renato Moicano's got to come in this one smart. He really does. He's got to come into this one smart. But I think Benoit Saint Denis is, I've been saying this for a while, I feel like he is the future of that lightweight division, so I'm not going against him. I'm rocking with Benoit Saint Denis in this fight. He is the favorite in this fight. If you're trying to win a little bit of money, putting a bet on Renato Moicano is not going to hurt you, right? It's not going. If you put a little bit of money on it, he's an underdog, a good underdog because he's a live dog. So is Brendan Allen. You got 2 live dogs back to back. It's not impossible for Renato Moicano to win this fight. If it goes past 3, I think Renato Moicano's highly in favor because I think the gas tank is going to show, right? If Benoit Saint Denis is shooting all night, trying to control, doing that, but not getting the finish, I think he's going to tire himself out, and Moicano is going to unleash, get that second win in the 4th or 5th round, and end up closing the show. But I think it's going to get done early, and I think it's going to be in favor of Benoit Saint Denis. But I have been wrong before. Well, since I'm here, might as well talk about this real quick. Jon Jones, obviously, Jon Jones and Stipe was announced. With the co-main event is Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira. I already talked about it. Obviously, we'll get to a breakdown and all that stuff soon. But Jon Jones said that this is like 95% chance his last fight. Now, a lot of people are sitting back saying, right, he's running from Tom Aspinall. Do I feel that way? Slightly, yes. Yes, I do. And I don't think it's running out of fear. I think it's running out of... He has put in the work that he has put in, right? He solidified himself in his position, right? He's gotten amazing wins, amazing finishes, belts in two different divisions. I feel like if he beats Stipe, he feels as if there's nothing left to prove. Why fight another young generation? But I also feel like if this was a fight against Ciryl Gane, say he never fought Ciryl Gane in the first place, and he gets this Miocic fight, and he fights Ciryl Gane next, right? He would fight that Ciryl Gane fight. He sees that as an easier fight, right? And a money-making fight, because people wanted to see Ciryl Gane at that point, and everybody thought that, striking-wise, he was going to hang with Jon Jones, and Jon was like, no, I'm just going to take him down and sub him, and that's exactly what he did. And I don't think he'd be able to do that with Tom Aspinall. Look, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's a hype train. No. Tom's not no hype train no more. He's not no up-and-comer no more. He is a champion. You guys got to get that through your brain. He is a champion. And guess what? He's defended his heavyweight championship more than the heavyweight champion Jon Jones. So, look, I get it. We all want to see Jon Jones, right? It's fun to see Jon Jones. But Tom Aspinall truly would be a problem for that man. He has good hands, fast, powerful, and he's not just going to let Jon take him down and control it like that. So that's just how I feel. Tom Aspinall would give Jon Jones problems. Am I saying he beats him? I'm saying he gives him problems. So you could take it how you want, but I think he gives him problems. But the biggest problem for the UFC that could possibly happen is Stipe Miocic winning this fight, and not winning it by decision or anything. No, knocking Jon Jones out, which it's a stretch. We've never seen Jon Jones get knocked out before. We've seen him go to war, but he's never been knocked out. But if Stipe knocked out Jon Jones, that would sink Dana White's heart. That would put a very weird stamp into Jon Jones' career, saying ooh, greatest light heavyweight of all time because he couldn't do it at heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like, now people are going to talk different, right? As soon as you get that one loss, people talk different. Not only that, regardless, either one of them is going to retire after this, right? Stipe is going to retire. John's going to retire. It's a big money fight for the last go-around for two guys that have been called the GOATs of their division, right? But if Stipe wins, this really, really, really doesn't screw the UFC, because it doesn't matter regardless. He's not going to fight Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is basically the champ as soon as this fight's over. But it would just be so shitty for Dana White after this man has been all over John Jones lately. And I mean all over John Jones. You want to know what I think it is? I think Dana pushed a bunch of stuff under the rug with the steroids and stuff of those sorts back in the day. He knew about it. He knew about a lot of stuff that John was doing, and he pushed it under the rug to save events. And there's only two people that know about that, and that would be John Jones and Dana White. I'm not throwing accusations, but if the shoe fits. But that is my episode for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you know when the next episode will come out. Share this with a friend, and you know what I'll do? I'll catch you on the next episode. Your boy Bando is out. Peace.